in the Bible, when the apostles met Jesus and everything, they first called him teacher. This is how they met him. He was a teacher. This is how they knew him. First impressions is that he was a teacher. And then later on, as they, grew up basically with him and had spiritual growth and normal growth. Because back then, I saw a TikTok, I don't know if it's true, I think it is, where rabbis would actually have students that were like 14, 15. So when he actually came for, I don't know, was it Andrew or Peter or something like that, when they were with their dad on the boat, and he said, "Come with me." That wasn't just because they were, fishermen as like their jobs, but that's also because they were young, they were with the dad. But it was normal for a rabbi to have students that were young. Except I know Peter had a wife, but they married bare young back then, so. But back to it. What I wanted to talk about is how they met him as a teacher, and this then developed into a friendship. This is why when you see the apostles talking to Jesus, they're not talking to him as some transcendent being, like Father Moses said in one of his sermons. They're talking to him as a buddy, and that's what we need to strive for. We need to first see him as a teacher, because when you're in the room and there's a teacher and you fear that teacher, you won't talk when they talk. But also when you're in that room and the teacher's talking, teaching, if you love that teacher, if that teacher is one of your favorites, you also won't talk. Number one, because you don't want to ruin your impression, and because you like that teacher, you don't want to disturb their class. So from these two things, fear and love, what we need to have for Jesus, we can place that towards him being a teacher. And then the more we get to know him, he already is like our best friend, but we just don't know it yet. And the more we know him, like the apostles, the more he becomes our friend, and the more our love becomes like a friend's love. And this is what we need to strive for. We need to see him as a teacher for that grounds of fear, for that grounds of respect, for that grounds of I need your guidance and I need your discipline so I can get the best education, best growth I can. But we also need that love, where you ever have a teacher that is your favorite teacher, and then you start as a good teacher, but then you start being like, whoa, this teacher's actually a really nice person, one of my favorite teachers, and you've got that love for them, and through that love you will listen better, you won't talk when they talk, you will respect them more, you will fear them more, and you will love them more, and you will have better growth as a student and as a friend. And last thing to leave you guys with is, when you talk to Jesus, talk to him as a friend, talk to him as the apostles did. Ask stupid questions, let him correct you, and be truthful. If you're feeling unsure about a situation, just let him know. Be like, I don't know what I'm supposed to do. I know I've been through this before. I know I messed up again, but I really don't know what's going on. I don't know what to do. And just be truthful, because he knows that's how you're feeling. And I know you want to be strong and you want to push through and you don't want to give up. And that's good. Don't give up. But you have to let him know that it's like a teacher in class. He can see you're struggling on this test, but after the test, when he comes up to you and says, was it okay? And you try to hide it, yeah, it was fine. He knows, he could see it on your face, you were struggling. Instead of actually asking for the answers, not during the test, asking for the answers so you can learn, you say, oh, does this come from pride? I'm not too sure. But you say, no, it's okay. I don't want, and you there's no spiritual growth for you. You need to know your mistakes, repent from them, and strive to do better. Take action immediately. The one way you learn with anything that physical, I would say, is anything practical. That's a better word. The best way to learn practical thing is not to store up the knowledge, is to instantly put it into practice, and then you will actually learn it better, instead of just keeping it up here. And that's what you need to do after you repent, sincerely repent. You need to then take that step forward, take action, and it will start laying a new foundation in your heart, and that your heart will lead to better actions with the tongue and your actual